Hello,
We're back.
we are back. Welcome to the new episode. I was going to try and do the number thing again, but I just cannot remember.
No, it's near 20, late teens.
We're close to 20, which is
The
kind of.
barely legal. Are we legal? Are we legal now? Is the
I
Jonah
think this
complex
might be the legal episode. This might be.
Oh my god. Bro,
this might-
congrats.
Yes!
Let's
We did it.
go. We did it.
Yeah,
We're legal now.
we are legal now. And so, thus, with our new adulthood, I think it's time we
We're gonna
fly.
start making out with other podcasts. Any other podcasts out there looking to
That's on you, bro. That's on you. You can keep that sinful shit away from me. Personally, I'm no eye contact before marriage, so yeah. But,
fair.
I'm liking this background. I've just clocked. I like the look.
It gives some like diamond. It's definitely
dynamic.
artsier than I. Meanwhile, I'm here with like a fucking backboard.
The live laugh love sign is a bit
Poetic
sus.
almost, I'd say.
Yeah, I do have to say.
Oh, a bit sus. Okay, we were going different routes there.
It is ironic. I should point out it is an ironic sign, but you know. Anyways, we're stuck inside for another month.
Yeah,
Do you know that? Do you know that one?
Actually delayed. Yeah, I did hear about that.
Do you hear about that one?
Yeah.
Bro, people aren't happy.
People are
People
not
aren't
best pleased.
happy.
They're not.
It's
and you can see, you know, part of where they're coming from.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see like where the anger comes from. Like, I was annoyed. I had shit lined up. I think you've frozen my guy.
Yeah, I think is it okay?
Yeah, it's good now. Technical difficulties
okay.
plaguing the podcast. We love. Oh, and apparently
Always.
my internet connection is unstable. I've just got a notification saying my internet connection is unstable.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't get one this time. We'll firm it for a bit, unless something wild happens. Then we'll dip and return.
And we can cut all of this in post anyway.
Jamie. Yeah, in post. Jamie. Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah,
it is kind of the cloak and dagger business of it all. Is I think the main thing. This kind of constant moving of the goalpost is the main thing that's got people.
It's a bit
unhappy.
irritating.
It is a bit tricky. But then on the other side, you know, we've got the people who take it as an opportunity to, you know, show that they're real tough.
I'm very
lads.
scared. I'm very scared of some of these people who say they're going to sort out the government.
Same. You know, it's just
terrified.
the way that they comment on London meme pages of their plan.
The Young Kings TV comment section is filled to the brim with alpha male warriors.
We're just ready to shed blood
to die for the people's freedom.
Yeah,
our liberty is at stake here, and
it really is. It really is.
Knights are ready to brave it.
Of course, they've been saying this for
almost a year now.
Almost a year, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah, almost like about a year.
And yet, you know, they don't seem to be heard.
I believe they're warriors of the keyboard variety.
Oh,
my
those.
favorite.
Yeah, I have heard of those. They're a wild bunch, aren't they? You know,
they're a bit berserk.
Yeah, you can't contain them, but
I don't know. To be fair, there have been like anti-mask protests. Like they have.
Yes, which are interesting. You know.
Interesting is a word to describe them. Yeah,
it is. It is a word to describe it. It is a word to describe it. You know, and especially the timing. The chosen timing is interesting. You know.
Just before, like a month.
Just the home stretch. The home stretch, and now is the time to, you know. To be fair, they might actually be pulling a fast one on us. They might actually be ahead of the curve on that one, because now they can do the protests, and then if we get released in a month, they'll be like,
our protest
it's because we stood up. It's because we stood up. They might be onto something, you know.
See, we're all playing checkers. They're playing chess.
Yeah,
honestly.
Not that they know what chess is, but given
Yeah,
the
true. But no, but I keep seeing I genuinely keep seeing I've got mutuals on Instagram who are posting anti-mask content now because what was it? G7 climate change. The climate change summit was this weekend or last weekend.
yes, yeah.
And Boris Johnson fucking flew from
Yes.
London to
Yeah.
Cornwall for a
Yes. No,
climate change summit.
yeah.
And he was there and he was holding hands with all the other world leaders. And it's bro, you might as well be making out with them at this point. I don't know, it was bad.
And the
But
necessity of a flight was questionable, given
yeah,
given the nature of the visit as well. Just a
mm,
nice bit of irony we've come to expect from.
it's okay. I heard he was using paper cups to drink out of on the flight, so really cancel.
Oh, good man. But what we don't know actually is that he was just throwing them out the window when he got done with them.
But they're
just
biodegradable.
throwing them
They're
out.
biodegradable. It's okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Wait,
You had me.
throwing them
You
out of
had
an
me.
aeroplane window?
Yeah. You know he doesn't play by the rules. This much we know.
What do you do? Just smash it?
Yeah, he's wild. Have you ever seen
His
him?
brute strength.
Come on.
He's
Are
ready to
you
take the
kidding me?
protesters on his ones.
It's undeniable. You seen that iconic slide tackle video? He's a machine.
No, the one where he rugby tackled that kid in Japan. Have you seen that one? He's a beast.
Yeah, he's a beast. And he runs so weird as well. The angle his body is at when he runs is he missed an update or two there, but apart from that, he's just an A1 athlete.
Definitely skipped a couple of seasons. Definitely. He's a strange fellow. Is the leader of our nation.
Mighty nation.
Oh, of course. Jesus Christ. Sometimes
let's just switch this up into a whole nother podcast. Yo, fuck masks, bro. We want our freedom back.
Can you imagine if we just came out on the podcast as anti-maskers? We were just
just now after all our takes, now we're just
yeah, now we actually, fuck the government, fuck the regulations. I'm actually off to a underground rave right now. Can you imagine?
Protests tomorrow.
To be fair, would anyone care? Would anyone actually know, realistically, thinking about it? This is what I think. I think about this sometimes. Imagine we just slipped something really out of pocket into our podcast.
Oh.
How many people would actually pull us up on it? I can think of 2-3 people who regularly talk to me about what we talk about on the podcast.
Yes, who actually the specific topics they then bring out.
This is a little message that we're slipping in, right? This is a little message. If you actually do listen to the podcast, come and talk to us about this little bit of the podcast, okay?
Yeah,
because
let us know
if
you're actually paying attention.
This will be our
test of your engagement.
Yeah,
tell us. Because from now on we're just gonna do. Oh, that's actually a really interesting story. From now on we're just gonna slide something. We're gonna wink at each other at some point during an episode, and then we're just gonna go off the rails for 12 seconds and then go back. We're just gonna start making I don't know, animal noises just with no context, and then go back to the discussion at hand and see if anyone even clicks.
That would be so brilliant. That's such a good bit.
We gotta start doing that. That's our next running bit. Oh my god, we almost forgot though. Apart from the fact that we're gonna quit though after this one, right? Because now we're legal, so we've raised our child is moving out of the house. The podcast is our child. It's moving out. We're gonna quit.
Yeah, they grow up so fast.
They do. That reminded me of something. That idea of sliding something out of pocket is one of my favorite stories of the industry or whatever. It's to do with when Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were shopping around the Good Will Hunting script. And they wanted to test if producers were actually reading the script from beginning to end. So 2/3 of the way through, they just had a random scene where their characters made love, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's characters made love with no context. And then the film, the script just continued as normal. And of all the studios they gave it to, only one actually brought it up, which means only one actually read it fully, and that's the studio they went with.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's what we need to do for when we go around. We need to put in like a scene where two of the characters just like just maybe something just say something really wild,
Yeah.
just like I don't know, some mad like sexist shit, like I don't know, just something really out of pocket, and then see if somebody picks it up.
It's genius. It's a brilliant plan.
It's a clever little ploy. I do rate that.
This is
so
our
much.
test of viewer engagement. This is how we're gonna do it. This
Damn.
is these are the real stats right
Do
here.
our viewers engage? That is the question.
That is the question. They definitely won't after we keep referring to them in this way. We should be more respectful.
No.
No.
I'm calm with keeping a distance from like fans or whatever. Like we have to be fair, I say that like we have fans.
I'm getting stopped on the street left, right, and centre here. We need to slow it down.
Hey
People,
man,
if you see us in public, just please leave us alone,
At one point, I was a low-key South London Instagram celebrity. And you just have
I
to
do remember those days. I do remember
have to
those
respect
days.
that.
You do.
I would get
Couldn't
stopped.
go to a location
in Kingston and asked if I was this person. I would get
yeah,
stopped
an
in Sutton and
icon,
asked if I was
an
this person.
urban legend almost.
Exactly. It was famed. We could not go out without somebody stopping us at least once. Going,
It's true.
Are
you? Yeah. Oh my god.
Don't say
No,
the name.
we won't say the name. We won't
Don't
say the name.
name. If you
Can't
know,
bring back
you know, you know. But
if the OGs know the name.
only real ones know the name.
But yeah, speaking of the real hard nuts in the comment section of some London posts, it took us back to a story that we heard recently about an ITV reporter this past week.
Oh,
who
is this that
said,
Reddit thing you were talking about?
yeah, he said,
Oh.
what was it? ITV reporter shouts, "I'll fucking bang you out," after man interrupts broadcast.
He's dangerous specimen.
First of all, I'll bang you out. Not the threat he thinks it is.
I feel like sometimes people just get their words like muddled when they're angry. So just like the first like hard sounding shit comes out their mouth. So it'd just be like, oh, I'll pound your face, bro. And it's like,
Do you reckon it's like a Freudian slip, actually, though? Do you reckon it's like
what
it's actually what they want to do?
him.
Yeah.
but he had to maintain this hard
this
mentality.
hyper masculine shell that he was wearing.
Toxic masculinity, bro. It's
toxic. It's taking us all down, bro. One step at a time. We're all gonna be unhappy out here in 40 years just because we were afraid to emote over the fact that our year 3 maths teacher forgot to say our name in the register, and we're going to carry that with us till the day we die, and we'll never be happy.
Bro, do you want to talk about something? You good?
Mrs. Richardson, you're a bitch.
Did everyone?
That's actually not the real name. That's actually not the real name. But but I had to. I knew. It's actually kind of close, which is why I changed it midway. I was like, actually, let's not.
Oh yeah, don't paint out the teacher name. Ooh.
Careful, I know you're listening. Miss.
Oh yes, of course. I'm sure your year 3 teacher is an avid listener.
Been following this path to fame we're on right now. But yeah, it reminded me of other ones as well. Like there's that one of Mike Tyson at some press conference, and he's getting ready to leave, and then some reporter makes some wisecrack, and he turns around and goes, "Come here, I'll fuck you." And
yeah, he was like, "I'll literally like fuck you in the arse."
He was like, "I'll fuck you in your ass." It's just like, hey, bro, you didn't even need to make it like that. It was a whole different thing, and then you made it a whole different other thing.
Why are all these celebrities that not? I guess not the ITV reporter, but these like figures. Why is all the shit they say like mad homoerotic? Like fucking Mark McGrath in the Sugar Gay video.
Sugar gay.
Sugar gay, dude. Sugar gay. Like,
say that shit again. I will beat your dick. It's like, whoa. What's that, bro?
What did he say?
Come again.
Like, Yeah, it sounds like he does want to come again. Jesus, man. I feel like, and this is the same as boxing as well. Like, all of this shit is just like ways for men to get out their like homoerotic needs.
Yeah, it's just because
Yeah.
they're not, it's just because, it's expected of women to emote, and then like the second the guy's like, the weather outside is kind of depressing today, everyone just like starts throwing rubbish at him and going like, you're a fucking bitch, you'll never amount to anything. That is
That
the way
is
it
literally
works.
how the world
That
works.
is that is fact.
Thank you,
That is
Joker.
factual information. I did a
Thank
study.
you,
That is word for
Joker
word what happened.
2019 for explaining how the world works. You
I think I
oppressed
just
fuck.
solved all intergender issues right there. With
God,
that
man.
poetic
Oh,
example.
men are so
No, but you get
oppressed.
what I mean. It's
Ugh.
like it's expectation. So much of it is like people's own mentality to it. It's the way people like approach it. It's like, oh, that's the way it's expected to be, therefore that's how it is.
Yeah, but how does that play into homoerotic tendencies?
Well, because you were saying how they let it out in this like homoerotic form, and I'm saying like it's probably, it wouldn't need to come out in such a, under such intense restraint if they, because it's like pent up, isn't it? All these things, like these people
Yeah,
with like, who get this kind of like aggression out of nowhere. It's
yeah.
just this kind of pent up, I guess, whatever it is, like lack
What,
of,
just sexual repression?
yeah, that, or like emotional repression or whatever.
Maybe.
Welcome back to the therapy hour. We're going to be taking
Yes,
it light and easy.
I do worry about the amount of times we need to remind our audience that this is a comedy podcast.
It's almost like we're not funny.
Shit, man.
And that's it for this week's episode, guys.
Yeah, fucking hell. Oh God. Imagine though that we actually do have to come to terms with the fact that we're not funny. Just
Should we
imagine
write a
that being.
script about that?
Just imagine that. Yeah. Just imagine that. Come into terms with the fact that you're not funny. Or come into terms with the fact that you're not as good at something as you previously thought you were.
Well, that's kind of like a thing. That's a universal truth of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, there's that kid in the small town who's like the hot shit at, I don't know, the hot shit quarterback in his school of 400 people, and then you go to the regional competition and like everyone is like twice the size of you, and you're just like, because it's all perspective, isn't it? It's just maybe your flat at uni just fucks with your sense of style, but like your sense of humor, but most other people don't. But to them, you're, comedian numero uno,
Yeah.
and to everyone else, you're a fucking wet wipe.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's weird.
it's all
That's
the
interesting.
audience.
Do you reckon you had that when you first came to school? Like you not being as good at stuff as you thought you were?
I'm
Just for
sure to
context.
some extent.
Just for context, me and Kian went to Devil Spawn grammar schools. Hotly debated, highly controversial topic in the news currently, but we ended up there
actually,
somehow.
But that is,
You'd be amazed how many people from grammar schools hate the concept of grammar schools.
yeah, they're not,
they're not incredibly
they're not ideal.
No.
Welcome back to the therapy hour. We're blasting through topics tonight.
But do you reckon when you first came to school, you got like a hit?
Probably to an extent, yeah. I think anyone who would say no would be like lying to themselves to an extent, because it's all competition, isn't it? Like all life is just kind of competition in various forms, even
Well,
if
it depends. It depends if you view it as
serious.
competition.
Yeah, but also like I feel like, yeah, it depends if you view it as a competition, but with stuff like that, like, because most people, like, primary schools are not really separated out like that unless you go to like private primary schools or whatever, but then you go somewhere where there's a barrier of entry, right? So everywhere beyond that point has done this certain thing, as have you. it kind of culls the herd a bit, doesn't it? So it kind of changes the dynamic.
Yeah.
So I think there's always that adjustment period. You know, if we want to run with the sports analogy, it's like someone going from, you know, school to uni to, you know, a regional team to national, whatever. You know, every section it goes up, it gets more intense and.
Yeah. Sorry, you were just really boring.
Thanks. Thank you for that. Yeah, we're gonna end
the. No, but yeah. Do you reckon that because I know there are definitely some people who like, or like you hear about those people that just like never get over the fact that they're not as good as they think they are.
And well, it's the people who peak in.
Yeah,
well, you always hear it peaking in high school,
but the whole peaking in high school mentality.
Peaking in secondary school, I guess, for us.
Yeah, for us it would be. I feel like that's such. I feel like I mean, obviously we're not far enough out of secondary school to really say with any kind of hindsight, but I feel like, from what I gather, that's like dying out, the idea of like peaking in high school or peaking in secondary school, because I think, I don't know, it just feels like it's dying out. You don't really hear about it anymore.
Well, I think that again is a perspective thing, because it's like, you know, life is a marathon, bro, not a sprint. I know, you know, I can feel the podcast awards coming. But no, but really what I meant is, like, you know, when you're in school and stuff, especially, you know, there's a very insulated culture. You kind of feel like the school is like your reference point for everything, but kind of as soon as you leave it, you realize it's a very insignificant, small part of a much larger world and a much larger life and whatever. And I think it's people who come to that realization, you know, are like, you know what, I got to move on and build something outside of this narrow world that we were a part of. And it's tricky as well, you know, it's part of the system as well, because, you know, your brain is still forming, you're young, you're not a fully developed person, and like this whole thing is like your entire world for like all of your formative years, and then as soon as you go out of it, it's just like you just got to do something with it.
Yeah.
Without necessarily knowing how or what.
Yeah. No, it's true. Damn, bro, he's spitting facts here.
That's just how we do on these midnight oil episodes. We should have called this podcast the Midnight Oil, because we will never film an episode at a decent time.
I'm trying to think, when was the last time we actually managed to film like at some point during the day?
Probably the last like good episode, maybe episode 4.
The last good episode. Oh my god, yeah, every episode since episode 4 has just been shit.
To be fair, I think this was actually a good one. I'm happy with this one.
I'm happy with this one too.
They're all good. Who are we kidding?
What should we call this one, do you think?
What should we call this one? Ooh. Peaking early. I don't know. Getting pounded.
Getting pounded.
Freedom. I don't know. We'll decide that.
We'll figure it out.
The people who are obviously listening to this already know.
Yes.
But yeah, I guess
we'll have figured it out by then. Anyway, guys, we hope you have a good week. We hope
great week.
A brilliant week.
An outstanding week.
Yeah, all right. Okay, nobody likes to show off.
All right. Okay.
Anyway, we will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.